Tonight, a 500-page investigative report is sending shockwaves through the FBI and the Justice Department.
The report by the DOJ Inspector General includes scathing criticism of former FBI Director James Comey and identifies some anti-Trump political bias inside the FBI.
KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan has a closer look at what's in that report, and I guess both sides are spinning it, right?
Both sides are exactly right. But this could bring some big changes, the operating rules of the FBI, even the culture maybe of the FBI. Beyond that, well, not so clear. The report did not contain any evidence that widespread political bias in the FBI had any impact whatsoever in clearing Hillary Clinton, for example, of any criminal charges for using her private email server for government messages and allegedly sharing classified information. But it did go so far as to charge that former FBI Director James Comey made a lot of mistakes and serious errors in judgment that clouded his administration. The Department of Justice Inspector General's report says former FBI Director James Comey was insubordinate in handling the Hillary Clinton email investigation and damaged the agency's reputation when he went public with his recommendation without consulting the Attorney General and Justice Department officials before announcing that no criminal charges would be brought against Clinton in the email investigation.
We cannot find a case that would support bringing criminal charges on these facts.
The report says we found it extraordinary that Comey engaged in his own subjective ad hoc decision-making. And it concludes that the Comey decision wasn't politically biased. But it says his decision-making negatively impacted the perception of the FBI and the Justice Department as fair administrators of justice. President Trump ultimately fired Comey and has been critical of the FBI.
The president was briefed on the IG report earlier today, and it reaffirmed the president's suspicions about Comey's conduct.
The Inspector General's report also says Comey was wrong to announce he was reopening the investigation when more emails were discovered just days before the 2016 election. Comey said he had two choices: to speak or conceal.
There were no good options.
But the Inspector General rejected Comey's analysis as a false dichotomy and said instead the two doors he faced were actually follow policy and practice and depart from policy and practice. He chose the latter. Dana Point Republican Congressman Darrell Issa told CNN the IG's report makes it clear that it's time for a major overhaul at the FBI.
We don't expect prosecutions to come out of what happened today. We do expect real changes to be done at the highest career level, as it should be.
In a New York Times op-ed, Comey fired back, saying, "I do not agree with all the Inspector General's conclusions, but I respect the work of his office and salute its professionalism." The report also looked at the issue of politically explosive text messages between FBI agent Peter Strzok, who worked on the Clinton and Russia investigations, and the top FBI lawyer Lisa Page. Page texted, "He, Trump, is not ever going to become president, right? Right?" Strzok replied, no, he won't. We'll stop it.
These text messages don't look good. Creating even the appearance of impropriety is a problem for the FBI and the DOJ.
Late Thursday afternoon, FBI Director Christopher Wray reacted to the DOJ Inspector General's report.
The OIG report makes clear that we've got some work to do. But let's also be clear, nothing in this report impugns the integrity of our workforce as a whole or the FBI as an institution.
Meanwhile, Connecticut Democrat Senator Richard Blumenthal told CNN he's concerned Republicans might try to use the Inspector General's report to discredit the Russia collusion investigation.
There is no evidence whatsoever that improper considerations, including political bias, had any effect on this investigation, and there is no reason, absolutely no excuse, for using this report to cast doubt on the special counsel investigation. And I hope my Republican colleagues will stand clear on that point.
And right on cue, the Washington Post is now reporting tonight that some Republicans are seizing on the Inspector General's report, which they hope will damage the special counsel's credibility with the public. They believe the report will breathe new life into the campaign to undermine the special counsel's investigation into Russian election interference and possible collusion with the Trump campaign. Juan, Lena, back to you.